been appealing and connected so many people in so many ways throughout the world. So many changes in technology, so what lies ahead now? Polls conducted show a continued shifting media environment, with print media on the decline and online media continuing to grow. Joining us now to talk about this important issue, Bob Nowak. He is the City of Houston webmaster on the far right here, on your left side of your screen, and Ed Schipul from Schipul Web Marketing. Welcome, gentlemen, to both of you. Thank you. We appreciate you joining us this morning. All right, so as I reflect on the past 10 years, 1999, the great Y2K fear, you know, the end of a century, and the great fears that existed. Ed, any reflections on that?
And at the time, our company was doing network consulting, and we literally spent up all night waiting, expecting the world to end. And as I mentioned earlier, we were a generation hoping to party like it was 1999, and what technology brought us was the fear of all the dams opening up. And it was a very inauspicious beginning to this decade.
And Bob, it was turned out to be a non-event, didn't it?
Yes, but we didn't know that at the time.
Right.
we were well prepared. They had a Y2K committee for how long it was under Mayor Brown. Mm-hmm. And again, once midnight came, a lot of us just smiled and said, we got through this, and it really was a non-story.
All right, so now we've come a decade. 10 years later, here we are with so many technological advances. What's it done to the world? What's it done to the person seeking information?
It has gotten more people closer to the information you need.
Yeah.
The City of Houston website has its demographics, so to speak, but if you have Twitter and Facebook, all of a sudden you get a new demographic for people who normally wouldn't go to HoustonTX.gov. They might go to Twitter, they might go to Facebook, and it gets more people, more information.
Yeah, and Ed, you monitor or create several websites for various places around Houston and otherwise. And what's this doing to the person who actually wants to pick up a piece of paper or a book?
I mean, when the internet came around and Google came around, our kids could then instantly get an answer. And I remember saying, well, you need to know how to look this up. And after a while, I was like, what value are we adding if they have to look it up? And so what we're getting is into this far more, in the beginning of the decade, websites were brochures. And now if you go to the zoo, you're using the iPhone app and you see 5-year-olds telling you where they're going to go next. And it's a much more interactive, richer experience. So it may not be a book about aardvarks, but it's still the same information about aardvarks in a very engaging way. So I think we've come a long way in a good way.
And the social networking sites specifically that were talked about in the story before our interview, like Twitter and Facebook and MySpace, how has that changed the community?
I think it's changed it phenomenally. I think Facebook alone is at 300 million users, I think, the last time I saw. And I'm interacting with people. I'm doing basic touches with people. And I'm much closer to the people. And the Dunbar number of 150 people in your close network, I can see them now, and I can interact with them now in a much richer way. And there are sites like Genie.com, which is a social networking just for your family, which has connected me with relatives I didn't even know I had. In California. So I think all of our lives are much richer as long as we don't take it too serious.
Right. Bob, you have your marketing campaign for the city primarily relies now upon online distribution, correct?
Yes, and we also have an initiative called CitizensNet that Mayor White started that really predated the explosion in social networking, where we have now 70,000 people, emails, enough to fill Reliance Stadium, where we can get targeted information out to groups. Say there's a stoplight going to be installed at Memorial and Dietering. Well, we have, within a mile radius, we can say everybody who's registered for CitizensNet can get that email saying that this is what's going to happen in this part of town.
So it has been a way now of you communicating to the public through only online. Did you have any, what's become of just copies and papers and brochures?
Well, moving toward a paperless environment, of course. Yeah. You see in many emails, please consider the environment before printing this.
Right.
And more people are looking at this information online. In 1999, we had maybe, or 2001 rather, we had maybe 2,000 people a day visiting the city homepage. Now we have 10 or 11,000 people a day.
Wow. Well, what an increase. Okay, Ed, so what's the future hold? What kind of networking sites, what's going to come new this year or this new decade?
I think you see a lot more video. You're going to see a lot more of this, where we're using social networking to enrich a local relationship. Because Twitter was great, but then after a while, it's kind of nice if I could just say, hey, let's go get a beer at the local pub. So I think we're going to see a bigger emergence of local and a bigger emergence of tiers, like smaller niche sites, where Facebook, we want to be a member, but I think we also want to have journalists are going to have a back room where they can still have private conversations.
Is this going to increase the personality of things? I mean, make things more personal? You have 10 seconds here. You think so?
I definitely think so. I think it's going to be much more engaging because it's on a topic you're already interested in.
All right. Thank you very much, Ed Schipul. Appreciate you being with us today. And Bob Nowak, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Have a terrific day. And thank you, gentlemen. We appreciate it. All right.